Governor Kevin, thank you so much for joining the FT today.
It's great to be with you, Henny.
Kevin, let me start with the governor. Governor, you know, you have said that it would be inappropriate for the state of Michigan to simply write a check to Detroit and bail out the city. Why did you make that decision?
Well, again, if you look at the key issue are the citizens of Detroit. They deserve a better answer than they've been getting in terms of services. So my priority is how do we take care of them, because the response times for police is terrible, ambulance, streetlights are out. We need to provide basic services better than we are today and be more accountable in terms of delivering results. So that's the top priority. The other thing is I want to make Detroit a place of great value for the long term, to make it one of the most exciting places to invest for the future, and that's what this process will do. So the state is focused in on making strategic investments to improve Detroit, not simply write checks to bail out people.
You know, the hole is so big. You know, the mismanagement has been going on for decades. How do you go about filling that hole?
Well, you just step up to it, and that's the issue. As you said, it's 60 years of decline. Neglected decisions, avoided decisions. Enough is enough. And that's where I'm proud we're stepping up to say this has got to stop. Let's stop going downhill. Let's get to stability, leveraging the bankruptcy process, and let's get to growth, because the bankruptcy process allows us to do two things. One, importantly, address the debt question, but also, in my view, more importantly, present a plan for investment in Detroit to improve services, because that's an outcome all of us can benefit from.
You know, I look at your multiple tasks. First stage, as you've said many times, balance sheet is so broken. First question, how do you fix the balance sheet? Second question, after you fix the balance sheet, how do you make sure Detroit isn't in the exact same place in 2 years' time?
That's a good question, Henny. There are three phases. First of all, in our proposal that we submitted on June 14th, it's a proposal to address the balance sheet legacy liabilities and also to invest in the future, and that's what's so critical. We're not just trying to shed debt, we're actually trying to make the city infrastructure, blight remediation, health, safety, and welfare better to attract people in. Our second sort of phase is to make sure that we, after doing the balance sheet, we address city practices and opportunities in a way that's sustainable, because that's what the statute requires, sustainable fashion. And then the third phase is really to report to the governor, provide a 2-year budget, 10-year projection, as well as recommendations for structural change within the city so this doesn't happen again. And we're prepared to do that.
Yeah, Henny, to put it in perspective, the state of Michigan, we've been a great role model to show these practices work. When I came to office, we had a $1.5 billion deficit. In the last 3 years, we've done the fastest balanced budgets in the last 30 years, no accounting gimmicks, they're rock solid. We're paying down our long-term debt. We've reformed our pension practices, our OPEB practices. We're a role model to say these practices can make a huge difference. We're the comeback state. Now we just need Detroit to join and participate in this even more.
You know, Governor, you said, you know, a few months ago, anyone looking at Detroit would say, this place is too scary to invest in. Now your pitch is, actually, Detroit is a good value investment proposition. What is Detroit's comparative advantage that you will try to build on as you sell Detroit?
Yeah, well, if you think about it, the city's also already having a great return in terms of the private sector making investments. Dan Gilbert's buying how many pieces of real estate, redeveloping them. There's a huge startup community going on. Young people are flocking to Detroit. We're out of housing in Midtown and downtown Detroit. The foundation community is doing things. The riverfront's been redone. There's about multiple $1 billion of infrastructure investment going in. So Detroit was a place that the last obstacle is the city government issue of debt and services. And as we resolve that, we move from a place where quite often people viewed every day as another day downhill to a stable place and a growing place. So then we move from an investment people might avoid to being one of the great values in the world for future growth, because we've got the most talented people to invest in.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Annie.